You and Linda Reynolds have both been dishonestly accused of not doing the right thing in the workplace towards Higgins. For our viewers' sake, what relationship did you have with Higgins?
Miss Higgins came to my office in 2019, I believe, as an assistant media advisor, and she was a valued member of our team.
And you treated her appropriately?
Absolutely. As I said, Alan, she was a valued member of our team.
OK, now Linda Reynolds has been maligned and the stress was such that she finished up in hospital. I mean, how would anyone feel if untruths were being told about them in the public place? Was Higgins being truthful in what she claimed about you and Linda Reynolds as employers? After all, it was because of the dreadful way you treated her that she got $3 million.
Well, Alan, as you know, both Linda and I gave evidence under oath in a court of law, and our statements are very, very clear. But what we are now seeing coming out by way of the evidence again is that this was weaponised by Labor deliberately at the time. And they hounded Linda Reynolds, and if they didn't like her answer, they continued to hound Linda Reynolds. But what has also come out now in relation to the support that the Reynolds office was provided is, of course, the email from Lauren Barons, I've got it in front of me, dated Friday the 29th of March 2019. Now, Lauren Barons, as you know, was from the Department of Finance, and there's a key line in here. This is what Lauren Barons says back to Linda Reynolds, then Chief of Staff. I consider that the steps you have taken are appropriate, taking into account guidance material available, including from the Human Rights Commission. So that is the evidence that the Department of Finance provided to Linda Reynolds, then Chief of Staff. I consider that the steps you have taken are appropriate.
Right. Well, the Chief of Staff was lent to Linda Reynolds' office from the Prime Minister's office.
Correct.
Is Fiona Brown, an outstanding woman who's just been buried. I mean, the texts that I've read indicate very warm exchanges between Higgins and Linda Reynolds. None of that was acknowledged in the interview that went to air in February 21. Fiona Brown's notes are impeccable, in detail, showing the care and support that Higgins was offered in the days following the alleged incident. Channel 10 was informed about the level of care and support by Fiona Brown, a WhatsApp message dated June 7, 2019. Now, remember, the lady you're looking here has been treated as if she's an impossible employer, and Linda Reynolds, and they were sued. The government was sued by Higgins and co. They were sued for money. And in a one-day hearing, when Linda Reynolds was banned from attending, one-day hearing, confidential, reportedly $3 million, our money, goes to Higgins for the appalling treatment by Michaelia Cash and Linda Reynolds. But in a message dated June 7, a WhatsApp message, 2019, from Brittany Higgins to Fiona Brown, Linda Reynolds' Chief of Staff says, quote, "Thank you. I wanted to say this in person, but I cannot overstate how much I value your support and advice. You have been absolutely incredible, and I'm so appreciative." So Higgins was well supported by employers in the Morrison government. But this program, The Project, which went to air in February 2021, showed the viewer Higgins' claims that she felt she'd been poorly treated. She'd been isolated. She did not have a choice about where to be based in the wake of her allegations. Well, Michaelia, what do you make of it? I mean, you're the victim.
And it is incredibly disappointing, Alan, what we are now seeing coming out, in particular in relation to the 5-hour Project pre-interview. And I have publicly called on Channel 10 and the Project to release the 5-hour recording so that all Australians can read exactly what went on. Because you were right. There was certain information that, as you stated, I understand they may have had in their possession that they chose not to know. And when you look at the evidence that came out at trial in relation to what Fiona Brown did, you have the email from Lauren Barons. But more than that, I read the other day, Alan, that Fiona Brown had wanted to actually dispute some of the evidence given at trial, but she was not given that opportunity to.
It's unbelievable.
I was very distressed with what I read about Fiona Brown.
Of course you would be.